Previously on Survivor. With an alliance of 6 at the final 8, it seemed like an easy vote for some.
You know, as long as Tony doesn't win the next immunity, I think it'll be Tony.
But for Eric, it was time for a big move.
I'm probably gonna be a lot more villainous in the next couple weeks.
While JS and Doug prepared to get rid of Michaela, Tony and Eric did the same.
The positives to getting Michaela out this week is that JS will trust us and think that we're voting with him, but then we can blindside him the next week.
The vote seemed like a slam dunk 5-3, until Eric and Tony revealed the blindside plans to Katie.
It's JS, Doug, Tony, Sam, and me.
Wait, really?
Right now, yeah. As of now, it's Michaela.
Katie then took action and tried to protect her alliance member.
Of course, I want to keep Michaela in this game. The 3 girls, that's like leverage in this game for me because I can work with the returners, I can work with Tony, and I can work with Morgan and Michaela.
Causing Doug to become a flip-flop.
I feel like we've worked so hard to get the returners in our position where it's like if we go against them immediately,
Yeah, it's no play now.
Leaving Eric in the lurch.
And see, here's the problem with Doug. He's way too wishy-washy with everything.
Eric then created a plan. Either it's Michaela or it's rocks. At Tribal, Michaela was ultimately voted out 5-3, and she willed her legacy advantage to Morgan. 7 remain, who will be voted out tonight.
Morgan, I thought we were voting JS.
Yeah. I don't know, I asked everyone who you said, they are like, oh, we just told Tony that, so it freaked me out.
Yeah, I was shocked that it was Michaela, and I thought they were kind of dumb to blindside us, because that was dumb. We would have easily been willing to vote Michaela. Why would you choose to work with JS and Tony of all people?
I didn't even know JS, Michaela was the one person that was like, oh, we shouldn't flip, we should just vote Tony, so.
Okay, then I made the wrong choice.
And then yelling by Michaela, are you trying to burn every single jury vote?
I'm not burning.
Jury votes or whatever.
I think JS is actually playing this game.
So Michaela went home at last Tribal and I couldn't be happier. I'm glad I'm still here, and I thought it was super funny how Michaela was like, it's either Tony or JS tonight. JS has a black vote. There's no way it could be a tie. There's no third name possible to come up. Bitch, it was yours. So I'm glad you're gone.
Well, I wish you guys had told me you guys were thinking about, voting for me. So that's why my vote was that way. I don't feel bad.
You never feel bad till the week after and you begging for people not to vote you out.
Now Michaela's gone! Woo! She's a liar. She didn't want to work with me in this game. She wasn't fun to be around. And then of course, as she leaves the game, I utilize my spoil the jury votes strategy. And I'm like, oh, I probably lost dishes now too. I just want to get to the final 3. I'll worry about unspoiling those jury votes when I get there.
But hey, veterans, you guys are in the majority now, so you should feel good.
Majority, though.
I
didn't vote together, clearly. Well, I'm still winning, apparently, so. Just be warned. Sam's the only one I'm voting for from the jury, so. Don't vote me out.
The vote goes, and I kind of know going into Tribal that it looks like it's going to be Michaela at this point, because Egg already told Doug that he's going to flip, and Doug was flipping. So I was like, whatever, I guess it's not the worst thing, because Michaela might give me legacy. And I wasn't the most happy about it, but honestly I'm not really that mad. Because I feel like me being on the bottom or being perceived as a bottom makes me a lesser threat. Okay, I voted for Tony, but the thing was, he's not upset because we've talked it through.
Sam.
The creepy crawlers aren't gonna vote for, some of the creepy crawlers.
Damn, you know about that? Shit, somebody's got a big mouth.
I also told him about our other name.
Get a better alliance name.
I mean, I assumed that. That was the legit alliance.
They really don't like McQuad. The name.
I'm very surprised that Doug actually decided to flip, because I felt like he was being a wishy-washy player. However, it kind of sucks because, in all honesty, I would have preferred JS went home. He's, to me at least, a much bigger threat in the game because he's just been so villainous.
We're all in this together. Except for the person that was voted out.
You should have said it till the merge.
Oh my god.
Till the merge. When JS flips.
Jesus.
I can laugh at myself,
Can this
right?
kid stop? Who invited him?
Welcome, Final 7. Today, it is day 73 of this game.
Wow.
You've all made it farther than 13 other people.
Woo!
So today you're going to have to put the knowledge of this game to the test. I have sheets for you with 30 questions on them relating to this season, asking you for dates, votes, and other miscellaneous information. To win this challenge, you're going to have to get 20 of these 30 questions correct. Once you believe you have a right answer, you will run up to this table. You can only check one question at a time. One of our checkers will then tell you yes or no. If the answer is correct, you will run over to that tree and grab any colored domino you want out of the box. If the answer is no, you will run around that blue bag right there, down the grass, to the start of the court again. Once you have 20 dominoes, you're going to set them up into a tower. You will then knock it over to symbolize you've conquered the 20 questions. The first person to knock down their tower wins immunity, has a 1 in 6 shot at winning this game.
We find out it's trivia, and I'm just like, fuck, I've been keeping a spreadsheet of like everything that goes on in this game, and I haven't been checking it recently, so I'm just like, well, shit, like I'm shit out of luck now, right?
4, a 1 in 6 shot at winning this game. Survivors ready?
Yeah.
Go! This challenge tests your knowledge of the game. Sam, going out. As much as this is about speed, it's also about accuracy.
Can I check number 4?
Just toss the answer. Did you go 1?
Me?
JS, now going out.
Number 3. Yes. Should I check? Yeah, check. Mark it off. And then I get a domino.
JS got it wrong. Then you go that way, JS. Doug finally going out. Everyone taking their time. Do they really know the answer to the question?
Not a damn thing.
Doug has an answer correct. Doug, JS, and egg roll. I'm sorry, Doug, JS, and Eric all with 1.
4. Fucking 4. What's going on?
Yes.
Finally!
Katie finally with the correct answer.
Number 4, 5. Number 5. Number 5. Yes.
Katie with 1. Eric with 2. JS with 1. Doug with 1. JS with 2.
Number 8 is day 49.
Yes.
Doug with 2.
I mean, there's 14 people left. Was it? It was 5 to 9. It was 5 to 9, yeah, it's 5 to 9.
Number 30.
God damn, son.
Sam got 1 right. Which means Morgan is currently the only person without a correct answer.
What about 14?
Yes.
Yay!
Morgan now has 1. Everyone has 1.
No.
Doug back with 3. Doug currently in the lead. Egg roll and Jesus. Eric and JS both with 2.
This is totally inaccurate.
What's inaccurate?
I just want to say this is inaccurate.
I have horrible memory.
Because only Tony, Doug, and Fish played. And Fish won.
Well,
And Katie was the first girl out.
well, if they say it's wrong, I guess you must be wrong, Morgan.
Hey, well, 15.
Money in the bag.
Doug with 3. Eric with 3. JS with 2. Sam, Tony, Morgan, Katie, all with 1.
25.
Doug with 4. Doug currently in the lead, only needing 16 more after this.
I don't know this shit. On what day was Sabrina eliminated from the game?
Tony running right in front of JS.
Yeah.
Tony! The current score is 4 Doug, 4 JS, 4 egg roll, 4 Eric, 1 Sam.
I got 4.
4 Tony, 2 Morgan, 2 Katie.
Why does Faith keep showing up?
Eric now has 5. Eric in the lead.
7.
I was gonna say.
Wait, 7, please.
I don't want all my dominoes to be the same color.
There you go. 26, please. 26. I'm just letting you know. Yes.
I got 6!
Doug tied with Eric in the lead. Sam, still one.
Working on it.
Doug getting another one correct. Now in the lead.
Question 6.
Doug now back with 10. Doug is halfway there. Tony, did you get another right answer? Tony at 8. Doug now at 12. Doug is pulling away.
Question 9.
No.
27.
Doug is an animal with this.
About 3.
3? Yes.
Oh, cool.
Morgan, your reactions are my favorite.
Who keeps taking all the light purple blocks? I mean blue. Look, it matches my nails. I got a little thing going.
How many do you have?
I don't know. You count. Get in there for the viewers.
Yes.
Yes!
Guessing Tony got another one. Tony with
Come back.
Tony with 10.
How many days of faith in the game? Too many.
I think it's funny how all these people that just voted together are rushing even though they voted in a majority. Like, if I voted in a majority, I wouldn't be running for immunity, but hey.
Question 13.
27.
Doug, now with his 14th. Don't run in there.
How was I supposed to pay attention to the last 2 people on the original scribes? I barely pay attention to myself.
Same, Sam.
Literally, I'm sitting here with 1 block. Like, this is game over.
Question 17.
About 16.
Doug back with number 15.
Here we go, man.
Tony back with number 13.
15.
15? Yes.
Finally! This shit is so frustrating. Another domino.
Sam with a second domino. She is not out of this.
19.
Tony, count how many you have.
14.
Tony at 14. Doug at 15. Tony is catching up.
Yes! Lucky guess!
Tony now at 15. He is tied with Doug.
Fuck you, Faith, but thanks for that focus. Question 14.
Yes.
Doug with 16.
So this is my answer.
Right,
Yeah.
You're tied again.
45, what was the challenge?
21.
Doug now with 17. Tony got it wrong. Doug going back out. Right now it is a challenge between Doug and Tony. JS and Eric right behind.
This would be so much easier if I actually went to like, who in the world is Sabrina?
Clearly she didn't last long enough for me to remember.
17?
17.
There was a girl named Sabrina playing this game? What did she look like?
I don't know.
What's she even playing, honestly?
She was the first one.
Exactly. Insignificant. And I'm supposed to remember what day she went home? Does it look like I care?
Yes! Lucky guess! Question 20.
Good one. Question 20, 15. Yes.
Tony with 18. Doug with 18.
19, what?
Doug with 19. Doug only needs one more. If Doug gets this right.
23, 21. No. Nope.
I've given up.
Eric, giving up.
Yes.
And Doug has finally gotten the 20th question. Doug about to win immunity.
Tony got 20. Hurry up.
3, 2, 1. Knock it over. Doug wins immunity. Safe to the final 6. Doug, congratulations. Final 6. Doug, who would you like to give the idol clue to?
I'll give it to Eric.
All right, Eric, I will send you the idol clue. For everyone else, Eric, JS, Tony, Sam, Morgan, Katie, one of you will be the 14th person voted out and the 7th member of our jury. You have a few days to figure it out. Have a good night.
I know I'm safe for this next vote. Like, I've worked tirelessly, effortlessly, blood, sweat, tears to get to this spot, this whole game. And here we are now with me pretty much exactly where I want things to be. I'm like thrilled to be able to say, to prove that I'm one of like the greatest Survivor players. The king stays king, I guess.
Because I just think Doug is gonna think I'm coming after him, but I've literally never been after him once in this game. Like I've never, like if I threw his name, it was just like, and I told him I threw it, so it wasn't like I was actually actively going for him. I was definitely very close to winning the challenge, and I think Doug played a good game, and like he definitely did deserve to win, but at the same time now, I'm just pissed because I was so close to winning and then I ended up falling short like right at the last second. Doug was one of the people that I wanted to get out, but I guess now I'm gonna have to go for JS if that's what I need to do to make sure it's not me. I just feel like he's gonna try to switch it on to me.
I don't really mind that Doug won the challenge because I've had so many plans in the past couple weeks and none of them involved Doug going this round. I'm sure Tony wanted Doug to go, so he's probably a little sad that not only does he not have immunity, but Doug does have immunity, so there's no chance to get him out.
Well, can you tell me if Doug like says my name and like actually wants me out? Would you side with him at this point?
I mean, like, at this point, he needs to go too.
Okay.
But this week, he can, so.
But we're still good though, right? Final,
we're still good.
Final 3? Final 2? Honestly, I'm open to anyone going home at this point because I know I'm still on the bottom. But I do feel like I have people I can work with. So Eggroll wants to go final 2, final 3 with me, whatever. Katie's still down to work with me. I think JS is open to working with me.
My first game changer. Ha ha ha. I've been left the legacy advantage. Whoever holds this advantage will receive immunity at final 6 tribal and will automatically advance to final 5. So Michaela was the current holder and was voted out, so it was passed down to me. Yay me. If I survive this round, obviously this will take me to 5. If I don't survive this round, I'm giving it to Katie, so at least she could make it to 5, because that probably would be their next move if the guys really are like a group working together.
So I just talked to Tony.
I do not think we're gonna go after Morgan and Katie. Eggroll was like my #1 this last vote basically, because you were on the same page. Like, it's wild. If that doesn't signify my development as like a player, what will? Like, I'm working with these people that like I never thought I would. Like, it's crazy to see.
Okay, Doug and Fran, it's 1 for each of you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'll take the big one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So blindsiding Morgan and Katie, the repercussions basically are that now I need to scramble and beg for forgiveness. I know Morgan holds negative sentiments for a long time. I believe they're called grudges. She actually still calls Doug one of the Amoeba Boys, and that's something from the previous season.
But okay, what should we tell the girls?
I think we should go in, just like, please take us back. We'll sleep on the couch, and then anyone who you want, take whatever they say and make a plan around that.
I agree with letting them pick, because we kind of picked last time. And we kind of said, let's do what the girls do. I'm really indifferent. I don't really care. I feel like I'll be able to work with the other one that stays between JS and Tony. So it doesn't matter to me. Whoever. I don't care. It's gonna be one of them. I want options personally, because I don't want to vote the returners out. I think we still are tight. So should we just kind of make it seem like it was more of like the day of?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Like 5, I'd want Sam, and then the 4 of us, and then like whatever happens, I don't know what's going to. Hopefully it works out.
But I still think that me and Doug have a very, very, very good shot of coming back to them, pleading our case, and getting their forgiveness. And even though they might not trust us as much as before, I'm sure that they'll trust us still more than they trust JS, and still more than they trust Tony.
This is so funny.
So basically, do you want us to just like explain?
Explain, yeah.
Like we all like kind of said Michaela. Like that was like the name, just because like who else would it have been?
But was that last minute or was it like?
It was a little before we talked to Michaela. I did text Katie beforehand, and I let her know. I was still like, would it be fine? Because the one thing I didn't want to do is break Katie's trust. So I blindside Morgan, life goes on. But I didn't want to break it with Katie. And now with Michaela going out, obviously there has to be immediate damage control with Morgan and fake damage control with Katie. Because Katie obviously isn't actually mad. From the walk from La Plata to Tribal was when like I got like confirmed that JS, Tony, and Sam were voting Michaela. Yeah, JS made like a texted us too, and then in a Snapchat group and was like, Michaela has an idol, she's blah 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 blah, and like saying all stuff.
Because JS was like, dude, like WTF? And like Doug tells us like sob story, like, oh, like we didn't know what we were gonna do until the middle of the day, and then like right before Tribal we were still deciding, like blah blah blah. And you know, like everyone else's dumbasses are nodding along, like yeah, like totally, like you know, it was like a tough choice, you know, blah blah blah. And like JS, like Doug was like, JS told us he thought Michaela had the idol. Okay, I've been saying since day one, like who is letting JS convince them of anything? Like that's the first problem. Like I told Doug straight to his face, you and Eric were dumb. I still think you're dumb. If you want to continue to be dumb, that's your decision. Or if you want to ideally make it to the end, like we could probably patch this up, even though you're dumb.
So, one, obviously Michaela did want a guy next, but that's irrelevant because we had already discussed that she was going to be next because we thought she might have an idol and a legacy advantage. That was in our group plans. I hope everyone recalls that because I recall that conversation very clearly. We had this conversation that she was going to be gone very soon. 2, when I met with JS wanted you out next. So, never believe JS is bullshit. There's lesson number 1 of this game, but you guys slipped up, but it's okay. It'll be okay. 3, I just want to say, you could have easily thrown that in the payday group me. It would have been our bad for not reading it, but we would have seen it like shit, should have checked our phones, like, well, damn. And you could have told us to vote Tony anyway if you wanted it to look like we weren't all working together, because I still would have voted Tony even if I knew Michaela was going home. Because, again, I have prioritized this the whole time, and I didn't give 2 shits about who went home, as long as it wasn't one of us.
Yeah, I'm a little worried just because it's like, why would you choose to work with like JS and Tony of all people? Like, this is literally like, kind of like what the newbies did. Like, they had an 8-5 majority for a while. Like, they had an 8-4, and then they just went and like did who knows what. It's like, why ruin a good thing?
Yeah, I think definitely next vote, like we definitely need to vote together, or else like this is like not going to stick together.
I literally
anymore.
am down
like,
for Final 4 with us 4. Final 5 with Sam even, and if everyone wants to try to swing her, like go for it. But like Tony or JS would beat either of us too. And like I think I realized I didn't think JS was good.
Now I think Tony and JS are going to come to you guys, and maybe even Sam, and expect you guys to vote with them.
But like I'm willing to vote who you guys want to just because of.
I'm fine with either of them really, but not Sam. I think Sam would be a very dumb vote.
No, I agree.
From like a pride standpoint, like they really thought this whole game they could get us.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's like
it'd be nice to come back.
It wouldn't be as impressive for us if it wasn't this return newbie game immediately, but like right off the bat we were in the minority and they like kept us there the whole game where it's like, let's take advantage of the first time we've ever been.
Yeah. Because I think it'd be hysterical if the returners were Final 4. Like, that would be like the funniest thing that's happened in this whole game. Like, we started off 8-12. Like, how these fools let 4 people make it to the end?
Oh yeah, congrats on winning, by the way.
Thanks.
But at this point, I'm open to like whatever. I think you can trust me. Like I feel like this whole game I've showed you nothing but trust.
Yeah.
Like I need to convince everyone else to get someone out that's not me. And so first of all, Doug doesn't want Katie out because Katie's his shield. So that means Katie's kind of off limits. Doug's off limits. No one's gonna vote for Sam, so Sam's off limits. no one's gonna vote for Eggroll because they think that Eggroll's like not a threat, so like he can stay in this game. So that just leaves me, JS, and Morgan as the targets this week. So I'm gonna fight like hell to make sure it's not me.
I'm definitely down for like JS this week or Morgan. I just think Morgan's dangerous because of the legacy, but if like you think JS is more dangerous, like I see both sides, so I think there's like truth to both.
I think either one. Yeah, honestly, me, you, Eggroll, Sam.
Yeah.
There's 7 to us. That's 4. Like,
yeah,
that's all we need. At the end of the day, what we've said, we've done, and like we've never really like gone against that. So it's like like a solid working relationship.
The only thing I'm worried of is if JS has the idol, then like.
Do you think he would have told you?
I don't know. So I feel like he might have it. Like he's trying to like deceive all of us. So I think that's just scary. Like if we do want to vote him, like as long as like he feels comfortable.
I don't know. I've shown nothing but loyalty to Doug in this game so far, even though I don't like him. Like, but I feel like I get this feeling that he still doesn't trust me, and he goes around saying that he wants me out. Felt like Doug doesn't trust me like one bit, and he voted Michaela just because Eggroll was voting Michaela, and he didn't want to like upset Eggroll, I guess.
So JS thinks that like it's gonna be you, but like that's not gonna happen, cause like I want JS out of the game.
Would Sam vote JS?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he's just gonna continue to like stir shit up.
Yeah. Like he's close to you guys because of the whole flip, and then he's like trying to act like he's close to me too. So at the same, like he's just like, I think he's like in the most dangerous spot because he like is close to everyone.
I just feel like JS, like I don't like the way he plays the game, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like how he even yelled like bye Michaela last, like that was just so unnecessary.
And Morgan has like a personal vendetta against JS. She doesn't like the way he acts and like doesn't want to see him make it to the end. At least that's what she told me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling difficult after the last night, so I'm just gonna vote JS this week regardless of the. I'm just gonna do my own thing.
And I'm willing to work with anyone in this game. Like even like sometimes people will be like, oh, if you wrote my name down, I'm never gonna work with you. But I'm not gonna be like that. Like I know if I want to make it to Final Tribe, I gotta be open-minded.
So I'm just really scared. It's like, I don't know, I'm scared of the idol coming out, and if everyone's on board to vote JS, like, I'm just scared like JS and Doug might vote me.
I don't think JS would vote for you though, because like JS, like, didn't he say he wanted you to win or whatever?
But it seems like everyone's gonna vote JS.
I don't know, like we haven't like come to like a solid conclusion, but it was just like, I think in conversation from last night to like today, it was just like, haha, like I talked to this person and that person. It was like you or JS. So it could be 6-1 if it's like if we all vote JS.
But what if he has the idol, then I go home? I think he's gonna vote for me. He's not gonna vote for Sam, or it could be you, but I doubt he would do. Like he wouldn't do that without telling me. Like he would be like, let's vote Katie.
Now, if I don't have the idol, Katie doesn't have the idol, and she doesn't think Morgan has the idol, I don't think Eggroll has the idol. So that means JS or Doug have this idol, and that's very scary because if all the votes go on JS and he knows that like people are plotting against him, who's he gonna pick? Is he gonna pick me to go home? Is he gonna pick Morgan to go home? I don't know. So now's where I have to make a complicated decision about like, should I make the votes go into JS and then throw some votes to somebody else?
If you guys didn't vote with us, it would be 4 for JS. Like you, Sam, and JS would vote Morgan.
Oh, and then he plays idol.
Yeah.
And then Morgan goes home.
Yeah. Or that.
I'm fine with idling out Morgan because then she'll give you. I think she'll give legacy to you or me. But if I vote for her, I don't think she'll give it to me. But like as long as he's willing to write Morgan's name.
Yeah, as long as you can convince him it's gonna be Morgan, then I feel like if you can get Eggroll and him together and do Morgan, then he would vote Morgan regardless, right?
Okay.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just like, I'm sorry I like freaked out. I just like didn't. There was a point where I was like, is this what I want to do, or is what I got convinced that that's what I want to do? And that's what I was. That's
why I felt bad as well, because I was like, shit, like I have a tendency to speak a lot, so just tell me like, well, listen, how about we do this next week and then this week, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Oh, yeah, so it was like fine in the end. It all worked out. It was just like, and like I'm like I'm happy with it. I know.
One of those 3 girls found it at night because they were there, the 4 camera were standing there. I walked away, and they're just like all like this, and then they went over. So the names on the street you're hearing are Morgan and Tony. I'm assuming you want Tony out.
I just have heard that Tony like doesn't think I heard that he thinks I want to. So then he's kind of like, so it's like if I didn't have a mute, no, I know.
I don't want him to go right now, But I don't want him getting his way this week, because this week I have a feeling he wants to get rid of Tony. Because he really wanted Tony out last week, and I kind of forced him to do Michaela. So now this week, he's going to want my boy Tony. Tony's really good for me because he's loyal to me, and he is my shield. Doug has a shield, which is Katie. Katie has a shield, which is Doug. I have a shield, which is Tony, and all the shields are kind of like covering each other. So I kind of want to get rid of Doug's shield this week, which is Katie.
Is it going to be him?
I don't know. I'm like being honest. Because it's like there's definitely.
Do you want to split the votes? And on those two girls, it's the only opportunity we have to do that. Because like next week, one of them's gonna have a legacy.
But lying and manipulating is like the most fun thing. But you know, I know he's good at it. That's what I've heard this entire game. So I'm mindful, and no, I don't want to sit next to him in the final 3. But like, you know, we're just using each other as shields. And I think that we both want each other out, kind of like at random, like around 5 or even 4, at the obviously the latest.
I'm just worried the girls are gonna push for me.
Like I'm not gonna.
Are they?
I don't know.
They wanted me last week, but.
So going forward, I want either JS or Tony out. I know JS wants me in the end, but like, where I'd rather go up against like Katie and just go for it. If I lose to her, that happens, but like, I can worry about that when we get down to it. I think JS is dangerous. At this point, I used him for what I could use him for, and then if I have to cut him, I'll do it. I don't care. It's just the game. I think we need Katie or Tony there.
One of them.
And I think Katie is scary, personally.
Yeah.
Like challenge-wise.
Because Tony can win his way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do like one person
like
this week that's like good for you or something.
I think the best way to do this is to show Eggroll that he's really at the bottom of the veterans, and to really talk with him about, if you go this route, you can't have your ideal final 3. And your ideal final 3 is Morgan, Sam, and you.
I mean, Doug just like, I'm pretty sure he's alright with Morgan or Tony.
Really? I thought he wanted a Tony out.
I mean,
I'm fine with either, or I just want to make sure.
I'm pretty sure he's leaning towards Tony as opposed to Morgan.
Obviously, the whole group, everyone in the game is going to like want to get Tony.
Yeah.
He's good at competitions. He has a lot of votes on the jury for sure. You know, you and me had a really good conversation the other day. I'm like, oh my god, me and Eggroll, we're on the same page. I really want to like make the bond between us tighter and like achieve those goals. I honestly think if I was here, you would still have a chance of winning.
Really?
I think I have really screwed up my game in terms of jury votes.
True.
And also, if you took me to 4 and I'm not good at competitions, then you can still have like this dream scenario.
Yeah.
If you bring me to Final 4, the least threatening of the 4 threats in this game, Katie, me, Doug, and Tony, if you take me to Final 4, who is also the least likely to win the challenge at Final 4, then you can cut me a Final 4. Or you can bring me, whatever you want.
I don't think the right move this week is Tony, just because he is going to like be loyal to like the Majesta people.
So you think we should gun for Katie? She's the only one open.
I think that's what I would like. And you have to do the unexpected, and a big move like that would make you more likely to win in your scenario, or like this type of scenario. Because like you made a big move, you know what I mean?
I'm very good at manipulating. Like, it comes naturally to me. You, Eggroll, me, Tony, Sam, that's 4. We have votes right there.
I think it's something that I'd really like you to consider, like just for just by yourself. I think we're really putting ourselves in a bad position this week by just going with the flow. Like at this point in the game, I feel like you can't do anything except for yourself, you know what I mean? You have to be selfish at Final 7. If you're not being selfish at Final 7, then you don't want to win the game.
Is JS right now, he's the perfect villain in the game. Like, he's ruthless to people who get voted out. He like always says a snide remark, but he's also played like a good game. So he's actually the perfect villain right now. And I don't want to lose to a villain. I don't want to see a villain beating, well, actually any one of the people who's left. So, especially not a villain of JS's caliber.
I think it's only good for you. It could definitely like solidify like Eggroll, Eric Yang winning the game.
We need to start getting rid of these big targets that people have been naming shields throughout the game. Because now, at this point in Final 7, there are 4 shields and 3 people hiding behind shields. So we don't need as many of these shields to protect us anymore. These people can go now. It's finally time for these big players who have been using the argument that since we're big players, you need us to protect you. Now your use is gone. It's time for you guys to go.
So it's like act now or die later, in my opinion.
I think Morgan, I like patched things up with her, and like she was like, I don't like JS as a person, like I don't want to see him make it any further in this game, so she said like she'd be down to vote for him. I'm definitely super thankful for having Eggroll around, who kind of saved me. Him and Sam are like my lifelines in this game.
I mean, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that JS doesn't think it's him, or even know it's him.
So he thinks it's between me and Morgan.
Yeah, and but the bad news is that he's completely convinced that it's not Morgan, so he thinks it's you.
Is there any reason why he thinks it's me for sure?
Because he just is like, no one's gonna vote on Morgan. She's basically like another person you keep around. JS won't be fooled. So if an idol gets, if he does play the idol, you should definitely still like either vote Morgan or Katie. But if we keep Katie, then like she's a bigger shield for you.
So I talked to Tony. One of his concerns is that he's the target for this week, and it's a very valid concern.
He wants me to vote out Katie, and
really?
Yeah, just like all of us vote out Katie, like us as Majesta vote out Katie. From my position, it's like I'd rather him go because then there's like a less of a target on my back.
Yeah.
But then it's also like voting out Katie would be a great move. So I'm actually like, I'm not really sure.
Do you think it would be hard to convince the returners to vote JS instead of me?
I don't think it'll be hard. That's the thing.
Because like if he plays the idol, I don't want to go home.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
why
think he would vote for me though. Like based on what you're saying, like if he's trying to come up with a plan to get Katie out, like I think he's genuinely trying to save me.
And then you and Sam can literally control the vote.
Okay, do you think we should vote Morgan then? I think it's better for me if Morgan goes, because if JS makes it through one more vote, I want him next.
Yeah, that's
so true. If it's you, me, Doug, Katie, and Sam, like at that point, then I'm not the biggest threat. So I think keeping Katie would be smarter so that like that week we could just vote Katie, because I don't think she's gonna win a challenge.
That's true.
As me and Tony were talking, he was like kind of saying that he didn't really want Katie to go out because she would act as a shield for him. This is perfect. I don't even have to do anything. I can let Tony bring up his own plan and I'll just go along with that. So then he comes up with this brilliant idea. He's like, okay, I'll vote JS too, but what we'll do is I'll tell Sam to vote Morgan. So then in that instance where there is a split and there is a tie, then if JS plays the idol, then me, him, and Sam can just vote Morgan. Morgan will go home, and then he gets to keep his shield in the game. And I'm just thinking, wow, this is absolutely brilliant. It's gonna be the biggest fucking shit show ever. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, this week, I prefer JS going home. Like, that's what I prefer. Yeah. But if we have to do the idol thing, then I'll vote Morgan. Because I don't want JS to play us. If that makes sense. So
no, I
think it was good that you told me, just because now when he tells me, like I won't think it's weird or anything. Eggroll is one of the closest persons I'm working with, and so if he wants JS out, like I'm all for it. And like I don't want JS going to the end either because of everything that he's done in this game, and like yeah, I just don't want him to be our final 3. So I met with Eggroll and I basically did what you said, and I was like just really nice to him, and like I just said like, oh, I think I'm going home this week.
I redid the cards and I made him purple so it like messes with his brain.
Oh my god. You're gonna take my side over his, right?
Of course.
You promise?
I've been fighting for you all day. Okay. I said tomorrow we need to split these 2 people up. How do we do that? We vote out Katie.
We're gonna do it now?
That's what he said. He seemed on board.
He's okay with that?
No, he has no idea. Oh. These 2 people these 3 are blindsided. It's gonna be Majesta versus
Eggroll's down for this?
No, he is thinking about it, but he seemed to be leaning towards his. I told him not to tell you.
Okay. And I think JS, like, nobody really wants to go to Final Tribal with him because if they do, they're gonna realize that he played the game, like, he flip-flopped and he, like, controlled all the votes, like, all the time. So I think they're scared of going to Final Tribal with him, and that's a good reason to push JS this week.
This isn't the final 3 I want.
Okay.
I promised Eggerol I'd take him to final 3, so there's another vote I don't have when I blindside him. Okay? You need to bring me to final 3.
Okay, I will.
Do you promise?
Yes, I promise. Well, I like this.
Yeah, you do. You're still in the game.
You need to leave. If it's not me, it's you.
I know.
I don't really believe in any of his bullshit anymore. Like, he's here trying to play the game to win, and he's doing a good job right now. So I think he's a huge threat, and I think people would be stupid to keep him in the game over me.
So everyone was like, we need to get Tony out this week. Like all 4 returnees. And I didn't want that. You know, last week we got like Doug and Eggroll to like do that. But Doug and Eggroll at the very end were very, they didn't want to do it. I want to really keep you, me and Tony like very, very far through. Like that's honestly I think my ideal final. I met with Eggroll. He is going to vote with us tomorrow.
Sweet.
To vote out Katie.
Sweet. I'm gonna miss Katie.
No, we're not!
So, at this point, I'm not really gunning for JS to go home or gunning for him to stay. He's kind of like, if you lose him, you lose him. If you last another week, then fine. But I won't say that I feel particularly one way or the other about JS.
I have a
She's
special
the biggest
place
threat
in my
game. Really?
in my heart for Katie.
Are you being... Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because she's Katie.
Okay. Can you just text Eggroll, JS has filled me in, I'm down, just so he feels safe? This is like the most important vote, because this solidifies a good solid 4, we all have like a good chance of winning. May the best person win.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, JS?
Good. I'm recording, just so you know.
Yeah, I thought about it, and dude, I'm kind of still on the fence. I have a feeling that you're right. And I think we should probably go to Katie tomorrow.
Really? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you say that.
And I was ecstatic! Yes. Because this is like a guaranteed final 3 for me. Like, this is a way I get to the final 3, and I'm winning the game. Like, 100%. Oh my god, so there's like Eggroll and Sam. Like, oh my god! Like, we don't even need a vote. I think the jury would just be like, we're not showing up. Like, come on, it's obvious.
But you have to promise me that we're going to Final 4 at least.
I promise you final 3, dude. But like, I'd love Majesta to like all work together and go far. You know what I mean? And like, Tony can go at 5, or he can go at 4 if he wins the 5th one. You know what I mean?
Have a good night. Get some sleep.
You too. Bye.
Alright, bye.
Going to Final 3! We're gonna get Katie out.
I feel like we're like stalls mutiny.
You just gotta get him to think like he's on Majesta.
No. You know, earlier in the game, you know, me and Tony tried to steal his mutiny, so I'm sure he's not like, you know, fully 100%, you know, let's do this. So I did have my doubts, but I think if this happens, I win the game.
Eggroll tells me he's basically like, as soon as we start talking, like I'm just like, who do we want to vote for, like JS or Morgan or blah blah blah. And then he's like, I wasn't gonna tell you, but I want to tell you. And he said, so I think Eggroll really trusts me now. Like I feel like I've solidified my relationship with him.
Yeah.
And he said that JS told him that we should vote you out this week, and it would be 4 votes on you. Me, Eggroll, Sam, JS, so majority. I think Katie plays a better social game than Doug, but I feel like she's definitely very like good at getting her way and like convincing people to see her way of things. So I think that I would vote for Katie over Doug if I was on jury at Final Tribal. Well, first of all, I respect her as a person. We both said we would make it to Final 4 together, and it's been working so far. Like, everything has been going to plan. Like, we've known what was going to happen at all the votes so far. So I think it's been a definitely mutually beneficial relationship, and I think going to Final 4 with her is definitely smart for me, just because it's someone I know. Like, she's not going to lie to me, and I'm not going to lie to her. So it's just like, if you have someone like that in this game, why not use it? Like, it's a complicated game. Like, use everything to your advantage. He's like, we could do that option or we could go for JS. And obviously I didn't want to vote you out.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I don't think we should go for And then he was like, but I'm hesitant because I don't want to turn on the returners just now. Like, I just blindsided the girls. Like, I don't want to keep doing like, yeah. So I think he decided to work with me over JS, like officially.
Yeah.
And so
He
now.
was gonna say he was gonna boot JS, and then you would be there with him at Final 4 or 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think so. It's just like funny that everyone thinks they can play me and like they think I'm so stupid in this game, but I feel like I know like most of what's going on, so I don't know, it's just funny. We can use the Katie thing because I was like, if he thinks Katie's going home and the 4 of us are solid, he's not gonna play the idol, right? Because he's like gung-ho about you going home. That's the only way he's not gonna play the idol. Because he knows that you're a huge threat, and if there's another threat going, like he's gonna be okay with
I think
it.
he's like that confident that I'm
Yes. Yes. Are you okay with it?
I don't know, I guess. I don't really have a choice. It sounds like you guys already like made up your mind.
Because I like can't, that's the only way it will be JS.
Yeah.
But now you just have to make sure they don't put my name down.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like at this point we have to like take risks, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm sorry, but there's literally no other way. Because I can't obviously say my name, like, if it is your name, that means like I was willing to like risk you, you know? And people are gonna be like, damn. And you wrote my name down already. I feel like people are gonna be like, damn.
You're not voting me, are you?
I'm not, but like I was like willing to like risk it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. You know, he's just really concerned about what's gonna happen, and I just have to act like it's fine. I don't really like to be the asshole to the point I have to like literally convince you like 200% that you're not going home, because I think that's a really mean thing to do. He doesn't want me there past Final 4, and he's probably confident he's not gonna, like, that he'll beat me at Final 4 in the challenge. So like, it's still my game. Like, I'm gonna play for my best self-interest, and it's not always gonna be like a partnership, because I know at the end of the day you don't want me around.
This is the one with the stickers. I love this one.
Alright, so what's the
What are you
plan?
thinking, guys?
How they have either they're doing a really good job at bullshitting or they haven't colluded that well. Because like JS basically gave me the impression that he was going for Tony. And Tony was like, oh, I'm going for JS, but like JS
Yeah,
is
that's
going
what Tony said to me too.
JS and Tony are literally the same person in some sorts of ways. Like, as the returners, like, sometimes we'll discuss their little routines. Like, there's JS and his ego. Like, he's actually, like, he thinks he's some sort of master manipulator, but he's also, like, fairly easy to manipulate himself if you know what buttons to press. I'm actually fine with either JS or Tony going, just because I would want the other one next anyway. I'm pretty open at this point. Doug and Eric claim they don't care, but we'll see about that.
I think both of them think it's each other, which is good.
Yeah.
But can we agree that like next vote would still be
the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony has the idol, that's the one thing. I don't think
Yeah, I
he has
don't
it,
think
or
they
else
would
he would have
share.
used it. And I also don't think they'd use it on each other, so.
Oh yeah, JS, like, he was like, he's like, if I had the idol, I wouldn't use it on Tony anyway.
I mean, like, if he saes that, then I'm more inclined to believe that he would use it on Tony, actually.
Well, I don't have the idol. But if I had it, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, just because, like, I do feel like JS is more, like, schemy than Tony. So, it's not a surprise or a secret that Tony has the potential to win. He's the only liked newbie left in this game. On paper, he did not betray Miranda, he didn't betray Jack, he didn't betray Andrew. You know, he's pissed people off, but I don't know that he's pissed them off to the point where they wouldn't respect him enough to give the vote. Whereas JS has really pissed a lot of people off. And, you know, just seeing Tony's potential in challenges, like, after seeing how he did in the past 2 challenges, I was like, wow, he really does have potential to win. And I think he's definitely the type of person where, like, if he feels he's in danger, he'll do anything he can to make it through. He's the one person I know for a fact won't get rid of me until Final 4. So JS is kind of just like a shit show. I mean, as you can tell, he's just all over the place. He literally has lied through his teeth since day 1 to me. But his social game is really great, and I think what he's relying on is to just get to the end and be a villain and be like, but I still played the game and I got here even though you guys all hated me. Because I know he wants me out over Doug. Pretty much if JS goes this week, Tony goes next week. If Tony goes this week, JS goes next week. So what are we doing?
So I think we just need to, like, act like we're acting
Like, act like it's Tony. Like, just be like, oh, it's 100% Tony. Like,
yeah,
you mean-
just be like, yeah, dude, don't worry, it's Tony.
I feel like one of us should tell Tony, oh yeah, like, don't get spooked. Like you know, we're just telling JS it's you.
Yeah.
Because then he'll tell JS all smug, like, oh yeah, like, I'm good. Or the way he acts that child.
Yeah, no.
Like knows he's not going.
I don't know, it's a game. Like I feel like I've had like the soft emotions come out, and I feel like now that like that's happened and now we're getting close to the end, like I can't just give up now and just, you know, do this thing for a friendship. I just feel as though if I let my emotions get to it, I'm not going to be able to play the game I want to play and the game I wanted to play coming into this season. I want it to be more gutsy, ballsy, not be so emotional. And I mean, at the end of the day, in last season, I still did what I had to do to win, but it really took a toll on me emotionally, and I just don't want that to happen this time.
Wow, 8 a.m.
So, what are your thoughts?
I mean,
do you have any thoughts?
I mean, it kind of sucks because I didn't want to vote my life.
Do you feel that this is a smart move for you, though?
Yeah, no, that made sense.
No, you really do.
Explaining it. So.
Okay. Well, that's just what I was thinking. Like, I was like, damn, like, Tony goes this week, I go next week, then you definitely are the one that goes after that. Like, that's damn for sure. You know what I mean? It's like so, like,
it's so
comes
weird.
full circle.
I didn't expect it.
Wait, like,
no
2 months ago, we were here getting his mutiny so we can vote Mike.
And look at us now.
You can just stay
It
here.
is a sin to be up this early. Like,
Okay. Today, this morning, not tonight, we are going to be voting S4 and voting Katie. If that's okay with you? I think it
that's
is.
fine with me.
We gotta get out the threats, right?
She can win the game against every single one of us. If it's not Katie, like, I think we lose you.
Yeah.
I think that's like what's gonna happen. And then if it's you, then it's gonna be me, and then it's gonna be you. Like, it's all.
I know, I did get lucky.
So like this move I think that you're making, like this puts you at the bottom of one alliance and like moves you to like the top of another. You know what I mean?
Because Tony's loyal to me. Katie Arn, the other shield for Doug, is not loyal to me. She wants me out. So this is what needs to happen this week. I was like, thank you so much for egg roll, dear Lord. You know what I mean? So egg roll, he's coming in clutch. I feel really, really happy about this. I'm really excited for this.
You have a better chance of winning over here in the game than over there.
Yeah, I
agree.
I think you're making a good decision.
Guys, this is full fucking circle. I wore purple today for Majesta.
Yeah.
Like, Majesta's here. Alright, let's do like a Majesta, like, final four thingy. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Majesta.
Alright, I'm happy. Okay, Katie.
I love doing these crazy evil things. At this point, I'd rather play a good game and make an impact. This tribal, it goes exactly how it's planned to go. It not only won't be funny as fuck, but since I'm the mastermind of all this, hopefully I can have a chance to win when into final tribal council.
And now welcoming our member of the jury today, Jack.
I know.
Welcome file 7. It is 8 a.m. So thank you for getting up early. Doug, you're safe. So whether you rolled out of bed 10 minutes ago or you've been planning all night, you don't have to worry about going home. How does it feel to know you've made the final 6?
It feels great knowing we made the final 6. It's really exciting. Getting down there in numbers slowly. It's the second entire season in a row I've had an 8 a.m. tribal before my exam.
Oh,
so
God.
it's good to not have had to worry about getting
Lord.
blindsided, so I could like focus on that.
So Morgan, last time, the 2 votes were between Tony and Michaela. Obviously Tony can't vote for himself, so that must mean that Tony voted for Michaela, which then leads to the question of what were the majority and minority last time?
Well, obviously, Katie and I weren't invited into the plan, so we thought everyone was voting for Tony. So, like, you know, as, you know, loyal people, that's what we did, because that's what we said we were going to do. And then everyone else voted for Michaela. It's kind of ironic, because that was actually in most of their best interest. Like, I think they picked the best person, besides maybe, like, 2 of them, which just makes it even more funny. But, I mean, it is what it is.
So, Tony, how do you feel?
Since I was on the bottom like the last couple weeks, it definitely, like, I still feel like I'm on the bottom. Like, yeah, people voted with me last week, but that doesn't mean that they're always gonna vote with me from now on. So I don't know, I still feel like I'm on the bottom, and I have to like talk to people a lot to make sure that I don't go home this week. So it's just a matter of convincing people like who's the better target, like, other than me. I feel like I need to take every opportunity I can. If I'm on the bottom, like, if I can last one more week, that's good. So like, I have to work harder to make sure I can find something for this week too.
So what have you been doing to make sure it's not you this week?
Well, I've basically talked to everyone here, and basically I think that my conversations went really well. with everyone. But I mean, if I'm going home tonight, I guess I wouldn't know it, right? So I don't know.
So Doug, at this point, you know, every vote does count. Soon, 3 of you could be final 3, 2 of you could be final 2. There's not many votes left. So how do you make the decision who will go home?
There's a lot of different factors that you can think about. Who's like gonna beat you, who's gonna beat you in a challenge, or who's just like not gonna want you out the week I don't have this on. So like there's a bunch of different things to look at. When there's only 7 people left, only 4 people's majority. We don't have our 13-person merge where you need like everyone and their mothers to get the vote to get someone out. Like right now there's just a few people, so you have to just find the few people you want to stick with and ride it out.
Katie, if I'm to look at this from just a purely like number standpoint, there's 4 returners here. Seems like a pretty easy majority, no?
It does, but at the same time, I would say last vote clearly it was not, you know, this 4 super glue returner alliance that people have been saying. I mean, it's not like we were informed about it before the vote happened. Clearly, you could tell how pissed we were. But at the end of the day, you don't know where their alliance really stand or their allegiance really stand.
Also, I've been voting with returnees for 3 weeks now, so you know, I feel like I should kind of be included in that group because I've been voting with them. So.
Oh Lord.
You don't have the title.
I know, right?
Yes, I'm not a returnee, but like the move that I made 3 weeks ago, like solidified me in like that 6, which became 5. So, you know, I feel like it's never been a newbies versus veterans games at that point, even though they have 1 more number.
You know, like you never really know where you stand. Anyone can tell you to your face, oh yes, we're working together. And then next thing you know, it's all you. I don't know.
This vote, honestly, today for me is like kind of difficult because, you know, last week I did like get back together with Tony for the vote, but I know like everyone is kind of leaning towards a certain direction this week, and I'm unsure about it, but I'm also like, I feel like it's just smart for me to go ahead with it and then work next week because I still feel like there's big targets in the game at final 6 that's not me. This is
you're
a hard
returner, right?
Because I'm a returner. But yeah, it's difficult to be honest.
You want to play the game and not lose part of yourself, but at some point you also like value winning at a certain level where you're willing to give up part of yourself to, you know, get further. So sometimes there's hard choices to be made and you have to make hard choices.
All right, it is time to vote.
I'm nervous.
Ooh, I like the way it looks in the day. I'm really sorry. It's been fun getting to know you. I feel like you're a friend, but you're threatening to me.
I'm just gonna have to roll with this plan because I'm not gonna sacrifice my game to let you win.
Alrighty, this vote is to dethrone the queen.
I'm freaking out because some crazy shit is about to happen. Because you need to go home.
If you have a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right. Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. JS.
Oh fuck.
Second vote. Katie.
Leave it on the board.
Just your first vote.
Third vote. Morgan. That is 1 vote to yes, 1 vote Katie, 1 vote Morgan, 4 votes left. Fourth vote. Tony. Tony.
Yeah, 4 on the board.
What?
So,
This is making me sweat. Like,
that is 1 vote to yes, 1 vote Katie, 1 vote Morgan, 1 vote Tony, 3 votes left.
Are we all just gonna get a vote?
I was going to say, we all just gotta vote.
Oh,
Tony.
God. Oh,
Tony.
God.
14th person voted out of Survivor Maryland, winner take all, and the 7th member of our jury, Tony. That is 3. That's enough for today. Tony, the tribe has spoken. Here we go. We are at the final 6. Everyone here has a chance to win this game. And if you feel like you're on the bottom right now, you just gotta make a move. Have a good day, everyone.
Well, shit, let's all not meet up next time. Just like everyone just write down whatever.
I was gonna say, write down any morning tribal.
It took every ounce of me not to flip a shit in every single one of those Majestic fuckers. Not a single one voted with me.
Dude, you don't have to get so mad. You're the one who told me last week, like, it's just a game, so if someone gets betrayed, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
I think I'm gonna go home this week.
I don't know. I think people are definitely gonna say your name. That girl still makes me nervous, so it's like, even though we have this like working relationship currently, it's like he still literally walked into the game. Mike told me that his like purpose for the game was to like get me out, and
I think I know what's good for your game and final thought is to go home. I think I know what's good for your game to go home. You know?
What a weirdo. I'm gonna go get funnel cake.
I definitely didn't see this coming. Like, I knew, damn, well, I guess the game played me, but I definitely didn't expect to be on jury, but 7 is my lucky number, so I guess that's why I had to end on 7. But this was definitely an amazing experience. I had a great time playing. Definitely got a lot of friends, and like, it definitely brought me closer to other people. So I definitely recommend this experience for anyone. I learned a lot about myself and just a lot about life in general. So I wish all the best of luck to everyone else in this game. I just don't really know what happened. I look forward to coming back for Final Tribal Council and everything like that. But yeah.